Good morning. It is Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, Bed Talk number 183. And this morning, I'm going to talk about, you guessed it, culture. I was in a meeting today with the Tampa Chamber, actually Tampa Bay Chamber, and they were talking about the challenges of culture in the reality of COVID and our remote or dispersed workforce. And here's what I offered. I said, and I believe this, that COVID has created an incredible opportunity to get culture right. And what I mean by that is too often we think that we get culture right because we have an office. And if everybody's together, that's what culture is about. And if we're in an office, then we must have a good culture. And we all know that's not true. We all know that most organizations don't have a great culture or one that people want to engage with. We know that people feel that culture is lacking. So the office or the idea of a physical office is this false confidence or false misconception that culture is working. And what I offered is this, that COVID creates this incredible opportunity for us to get culture right because in order to get culture right when we have a remote or dispersed workforce, we have to be more intentional. We have to be more intentional about not only having our values, but putting them in action. We have to be more intentional about communication. We have to be more intentional about inclusion. We have to be more intentional about empathy, compassion, understanding, seeing people where they are, valuing them, being able to provide a culture of feedback, even if they are dispersed and remote. So I guess the point here is that culture is intentional, but it's easy to not be intentional when we're in an office. So this isn't saying that remote is the answer. It's for many of us the reality day. But the point is that culture is about being intentional about what our culture is, what our values are, and how we live them every day. And what I see is that if we can get culture right when we're remote and dispersed, how much better even it will be when we are together if we choose to stay intentional. So that's the message today. What would it look like tomorrow, whether it's in the team you're a part of, the team you lead, the organization you lead, or even in your families and relationships and friendships, because they're all about culture as well. What would it look like if you were more intentional about culture starting tomorrow and the day after and the week after and the month and the months after? Think about it. All I'm saying is don't default as we have before in believing that when we have people working in an office, we have a great culture. It's often a lie. It's not true. If you want to have a great culture, get intentional about it and put that intention into action with your remote and dispersed team and keep that intention and those actions in place when and if you come back together, whatever that looks like. So that's the culture message for the day, the COVID culture opportunity. Keep taking care of yourself and everyone around you, and by all means, stay connected.